Petra, the lost jewel in the deserts of Jordan, is one of the most mysterious cities in the world. According to archaeologists, the first Qibla for Muslims and Jews was this city, Petra. It can even be seen in the Google Earth program. This is a harsh desert on the borders of Jordan known as Wadi Rum. A masterpiece of engineering, resembling a fortress, stands at its entrance. We are entering a grand city hidden among the mountains of this strange and peculiar desert. But why is there so little information about this place? Are you ready to begin the legend of Petra? This city did not exist for over 1,000 years. According to some, Petra was the first place where Islam spread, and according to others, this city is the center of all religions. Only the Bedouin Arabs who roamed the desert knew about this city. According to a local legend, the people of Petra, which in Arabic means the crying city, were destroyed due to their bad deeds and were wiped out by massive earthquakes. For this reason, the city was cursed, and because of the maddening noises that were sometimes heard from it, entering this city was thought to be impossible. The truth, in fact, is more mysterious than these stories. When a Swiss explorer named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, who had heard of the legend of this lost city, discovered this place in 1812, he realized that Petra was unlike anywhere else. He and other archaeologists could not believe that a people before Christ could build such an extraordinary city. An Arab tribe called the Nabateans lived in Petra, but how this nomadic tribe from the deserts of Saudi Arabia, engaged in livestock farming, managed to construct such a complex structure remains a mystery. The stone carvers of that era created incredibly unique features such as hundreds of water channels, underground tunnels, amphitheaters, and even inverted labyrinths. For instance, the place you see in the image is the Al-Khazna Temple. Its height is equivalent to a 10-story building, and instead of being built from the ground up, it was carved from the top down. The king's tomb is also hidden beneath this temple. Was Petra a sacred place for Arabs? Currently, the Kaaba is considered a sacred place and the center of Islam. In fact, the culture of worshipping a specific location was very common among Arabs. Today, 26 different sites similar to the Kaaba still exist. In the past, idols and sacred objects from major holy cities were placed inside a square or rectangular structure built at the city's center, and people would worship around that structure. Polytheists who came to Petra from different cities also performed pilgrimage rituals. In Petra, too, there was a place of worship that was one of the most important sites of worship in the ancient Arab world. Currently, in the image, you can see inscriptions made by Arab idolaters who visited Petra as pilgrims thousands of years ago. The names of famous idols from the Jahiliyyah era, Lat, Manat, and Uzza, can also be seen carved on the walls of Petra. One of the city's great mysteries was uncovered in recent years. None of the qiblas of the mosques built before 800 AD, which have remained intact and without reconstruction, face the Kaaba or Jerusalem. Surprisingly, all of these qiblas, without any deviation, faced the mysterious city of Petra. Most intriguingly, even the Qibla of the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem faces Petra. Let us verify this claim. Using satellite imagery in the Google Earth program, we draw a line from the Dome of the Rock to the Kaaba and Petra. The red line extends from the Dome of the Rock to Petra, while the yellow line extends from the Dome of the Rock to the Kaaba. Observe, there is no deviation. The next mosque is the Baalbek Mosque. This is the Qibla wall of the mosque, and it faces the city of Petra. However, in recent years, this mosque has been renovated, and although the Qibla wall remains unchanged, the internal direction of prayer has been adjusted toward Mecca. The Umayyad Mosque, which is currently preserved as ruins, also has its Qibla facing the city of Petra. The Qibla of Qasr al-Mushata Mosque also faces Petra. Dozens of other mosques that are still standing have their Qiblas directed toward Petra. Not just mosques, but very old churches and synagogues were also deliberately built facing Petra. You can verify this by downloading Google Earth or other satellite programs to see where the Qibla of the earliest Muslim mosques points. Even more surprising is the name Petra, which the Romans used for this city. Arabs called this city Bakka. How similar is this name to Mecca? There is another unusual discovery. In a story from the Quran, reference is made to the invasion of the army of the elephant. However, it would have been impossible for an army of elephants to reach the present-day Mecca because elephants never existed in the Arabian Peninsula. Archaeologically and geographically, no evidence of elephants has been discovered in Arabia. Why? Because an elephant requires 1.5 to 2 tons of water daily to survive, and the Arabian Peninsula is a desert region. It would have been impossible for elephants to live and travel for weeks or months in Saudi Arabia, where water resources are nearly non-existent. But wait, look at the walls of Petra. There are several images of Indian elephants carved there. Why are these depictions etched on the walls? Pay close attention, as this is what archaeologists say about the history of Petra. Alexander the Great, during his campaign to India, sent his troops accompanied by an army of elephants to Petra. When his soldiers surrounded Petra and planned to attack the city, news arrived of Alexander's death from malaria. Consequently, they abandoned the siege and returned. Alexander was born in 356 BC. Therefore, when he conquered these lands, Petra was already a significant and large city. To this day, a statue of Alexander the Great remains in the city of Petra. Many Arab, British, and American archaeologists and historians argue that there is no doubt the incident of the Army of the Elephant, mentioned in the Quran, did not occur in Mecca but rather in Petra. Even Ibn Hisham and Ibn Ishaq, prominent Islamic historians, wrote in their works that these events took place in Petra. In this city there is a grave that both Muslims and Jews agree upon. According to beliefs, this grave belongs to Prophet Aaron, the brother of Prophet Moses. When the Jews fled from Pharaoh with Prophet Moses, who parted the sea, they took refuge in this city and lived there for some time. The Torah mentions that the Jews who followed Prophet Moses wandered in the desert for 40 years. Perhaps that desert was the mysterious city of Petra. One of the ancient titles for the city of Petra is Mother of Cities. It seems the endless mysteries of this city have engaged Muslim and Western archaeologists in a long and fascinating investigative process. The history of Petra dates back to 10,000 years before Christ. Of course, during that time the city lacked its complex structures. It was likely home to various tribes living in caves. By 400 BC, this city became the capital of the ancient Nabatean people. According to Arab traditions, they were descendants of Noah, and the city once again became one of the most important trade centers in the Middle East. By 100 AD, internal conflicts among Nabatean kings, frequent earthquakes in the city, the Roman occupation of the region, and the creation of a new trade network by the Roman Empire led to the city's decline in importance. Instead of destroying these merchants, the Romans encouraged them to collaborate. Gradually, the Nabateans left Petra and settled in cities such as Alexandria, Rome, Jerusalem, and Medina. However, they preserved their culture for a long time. Even today, the tombs of Nabatean people can still be seen in this region. Since explaining their history and genealogy would take considerable time, we will discuss this topic in another video. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end of this video. If you enjoy videos like this, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you.